Good night, good evening, good morning, whatever time zone you're in. You're tuning in to the Chit Chat Two
Chooch.
Show
Woo!
podcast
And that's like, let me stop.
from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time with your co-host Uno, and the other co-host is
Aisha, affectionately known as Jade. What's up, lovely people, locally and globally? Welcome, 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 like Ono said, to another podcast episode of Chit Chat Chew Show. We are based here in Atlanta, Georgia. However, we reach everyone. As far as London, we have reached. Somebody was looking a couple of weeks ago from London who
awesome.
wanted us to know. So I appreciate him so much. Thank you. We hope that you can tune back in with us and let your friends, let your people know what's going on here on the other side of the world.
Yes. And just so my introduction, I was having fun with that. So yeah, don't mind me. I was just, having a little good time in my little world for a second.
It's okay. You can do that. You can definitely.
Yeah, because we just spontaneous on the show. So
yeah, that's how we are.
Happen. Yeah.
Oops. Yep, that's how we are. We get down.
Yes,
get down
ma'am.
like that. Yep. So.
All right. So the topics at hand that we have for tonight, the 3R. We have Dwayne Johnson, who suffers from cancer, wins the lawsuit over Monsanto. Yeah, I'm sure y'all know what company that is. Because of their negligence, he got infected with their poisons, okay? Because he was working with them, and yes, he got exposed to the chemicals. So that's one of the topics. The other topic is, go ahead.
No.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say something.
No. First topic.
Supa has a cosmetic line, which I'm sure y'all have seen, that went viral. She's made $1 million in 90 minutes. So that's in an hour, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we're gonna talk about that tonight. I think that's a very monumental thing to do that so quickly, and I congratulate her for accomplishing that big goal of hers in her life and really winning right now.
Mm-hmm.
Black woman magic. So so that's our second topic. And last topic would be Keisha Bottoms she proposed to Atlanta Council about development of the Gulch.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we'll be talking about. And can you familiarize on where the Gulch would be at?
Pretty much the Gulch is going to be downtown, around the, I believe, 5 Points area, like over there where the train station is. For those of you who live or have visited Atlanta before, you know that 5 Points is downtown Atlanta, all behind there, probably going over towards Vine City. That's where the Gulch is going to cover. That big area.
Stretch.
They're talking about building like a high rise and just doing a whole lot of stuff that is going to bring it's going to bring money, of course, for the city, but it's going to bring some negativity because you're still going to have the homeless people that's going to be out there. Yep, and the scammers and all the other people that's going to be out there.
There's always the other side to something.
Exactly. Yeah. And those high rises that they're talking about potentially putting up or homes around that area, they're definitely not going to be affordable for the average Joe Blow.
An arm and a leg is what they're going to charge, because that's what they're doing all across Metro Atlanta. Everything's an arm and a leg, especially for living. Now, There's no doubt about it. I wish people stopped denying it and stop not acknowledging it and acting like it's not true, because it is. At this point, I don't really see the difference in California or New York at this point when you're actually renting a home here. Well, more so the apartments. Living in an apartment, I don't see the price difference because it's pretty much the same.
Right. And for that, and even for that matter, Jersey or Philly, because all of those well and big known cities, they cost. Arizona, Colorado, Vegas. So Atlanta is getting expensive. Where it's getting expensive. Right. I mean, there's places that's a box that they say is 1 bedroom that can cost all the way up to $2,000 easily.
So y'all tell me, does that sound like that's affordable? Like California's not affordable, New York? Like, what is the difference? And people saying it's so affordable here. Where at? Unless you go far out of the city limits.
Right. If you go out the city limits, like Conyers and where else? Just like outside of the city, Henry County. Yeah. You know, those other counties. Yeah. Because Gwinnett is not affordable. Gwinnett is high to me. Oh yeah. Gwinnett is high. Yeah, we know who live in Gwinnett. Oh, but Gwinnett is high. But like Clayton County, Henry County, I don't know what Conyers. And I don't know what they fall under, but like Conyers, things like that, they're more reasonable and they have more land, from my understanding. Now
Gwinnett can be affordable. It just depends on where you at.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I didn't been to the expensive places.
And best believe too, people might not know this, or they do. I don't know. There's also places outside of city limits that's also expensive, not just on the north side. Oh, I've seen people talk about that stay far out. They have cars or whatever they drive, and they said it's expensive out there too, in certain areas. Right. So
definitely.
It's definitely not really no difference, but it's more affordable if you do move out of the city. It is.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you joining us. Appreciate you. Hope that you can stay on as long as you can. If you listen to us and you have some feedback, that's what we love. We love people with feedback. Let your friends know. Let your other Facebook friends know that this podcast is live right now, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So I think we should get started.
Yeah, let's get started. All right, so we're going to talk about the brother Dwayne Johnson and him suffering from cancer due to Monsanto's negligence. I have an article from CNN.com. The headline reads, and this was published August 11th, 2018. Jurors give $289 million to a man they say got cancer from Monsanto's Roundup weed killer. San Francisco jurors just ruled that Roundup, the most popular weed killer in the world, gave a former school groundskeeper terminal cancer. So they awarded him $289 million in damages, mostly to punish the agricultural company Monsanto. Dwayne Johnson's victory Friday could set a massive precedent for thousands of other cases, claiming Monsanto's famous herbicide causes non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Johnson's case was the first to go to trial because doctors said he was near death, and in California, dying plaintiffs can be granted expedited trials. CNN reported last year that more than 800 patients were suing Monsanto, claiming Roundup gave them cancer. Since then, hundreds more plaintiffs, including cancer patients, their spouses, or their estates, have also sued Monsanto, making similar claims. After 3 days of deliberations this week, the jury at the Superior Court of California in San Francisco awarded Johnson $250 million in punitive damages and about $39 million in compensatory damages. It won't change the fact that Johnson's 2 sons might lose their dad soon, but it will help them live more comfortably, Johnson's attorney Timothy Linsenberg said. He's going to live the rest of that time in extreme comfort. Linsenberg said. After the verdict, Monsanto issued a statement saying it stands by the studies that suggest Roundup does not cause cancer. We will appeal this decision and continue to vigorously defend this product, which has a 40-year history of safe use and continues to be a vital, effective, and safe tool for farmers and others, Monsanto Vice President Scott Partridge said. But Linsenberg said an appeal would be costly for Monsanto since the company will have to pay interest on the damages while the case is being appealed. That's about $25 million a year, he said. Now, the other part of this article is called Lesions on Much of His Body, which is Dwayne Johnson. 46, applied Roundup killer, that's his age. 46, Roundup weed killer 20 to 30 times per year while working as a groundskeeper for a school district near San Francisco, his attorney said. He testified that during his work, he had 2 accidents in which he was soaked with the product. The first accident happened in 2012. 2 years later, in 2014, he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. On bad days, Johnson is too crippled to speak. Lesions cover as much as 80% of his body. Lisenberg said the most heartbreaking part of Johnson's testimony was when the father of 2 described telling his sons that he had terminal cancer. Johnson's wife now works 2 40-hour per week jobs to support the family, Lisenberg said. See how long this is. Oh, yeah, I guess it's not too bad. Now, the other part of this is the third part of the article. So this is how carcinogenic or not are Roundup and glyphosate. The big questions at stake were whether Roundup can cause cancer, and if so, whether Monsanto failed to warn consumers about the product's cancer risk. The jury sided with Johnson on both. In March 2015, the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer, or short for IARC, said the key ingredient in Roundup, which is glyphosate, is probably carcinogenic to humans. For the herbicide glyphosate, there were limited evidence of carcinogenicity in humans for non-Hodgkin lymphoma, the report states. But Monsanto has long maintained that Roundup does not cause cancer, and that the IARC report is greatly outnumbered by studies saying glyphosate is safe. More than 800 scientific studies, the U.S. EPA, the National Institute of Health, and regulators around the world have concluded that glyphosate is safe for use and does not cause cancer, said Partridge, Monsanto's vice president of strategy. He highlighted the agricultural health study, which studied the effects of pesticides and glyphosate products on farmers and their spouses from 1993 to 2013. Many had already been using Roundup and other formulated products since it first came on the market, Partridge said. A summary of that study said no association was apparent between glyphosate and any solid tumors of lymphoid malignancies overall, including NHL or non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. We all have sympathy for Mr. Johnson, Partridge said this week. It's natural he's looking for answers. Glyphosate is not the answer. But Lisenberg said glyphosate isn't the big problem. Roundup is. He said the interaction between glyphosate and other ingredients in Roundup cause a synergistic effect that makes the product more carcinogenic. Monsanto spokeswoman Charla Lord disputed that notion, saying regulatory authorities help ensure Roundup as a whole is safe. The safety of each labeled use of a pesticide formulation must be evaluated and approved by regulatory authorities before it's authorized for sale, she said. But Lisenberg said Friday's verdict should be a huge wake-up call to the EPA. Cancer patients claim an EPA official tried to help Monsanto. I think it's going to make people up and make government agencies take a closer look at banning Roundup, Lisenberg said. So I got 2 more little sections and that'll be it for this article. So the fourth part of this article is, what did Johnson have to prove? While it was medically impossible to prove Roundup caused Johnson's terminal illness, it's also impossible for Monsanto to prove Roundup did not cause his cancer. Cancer is a very difficult case to try, Lisenberg said. You can't x-ray it or biopsy it and come back with what caused it. In this case, Monsanto was not required to prove anything. The burden of proof was on Johnson, the plaintiff, but that doesn't mean Johnson's attorneys had to prove Roundup was the sole cause of his cancer. All they had to prove was whether Roundup was a substantial contributing factor to his illness. Under California law, that means Mr. Johnson's cancer would not have occurred but for his exposure to Roundup, Monsanto spokeswoman Lord said. She noted that it's possible his cancer could have developed from something unrelated to Roundup. The majority of lymphoma cases are idiopathic, meaning the cause is unknown according to the American Cancer Society. Listenberg agreed that most non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cases have not been linked to one primary reason in the past, but he said the tide is starting to turn, similar to how it took decades for people to learn that tobacco can be a big contributing factor for lung cancer. You can't take a lung cancer tumor and run a test that proves that tobacco caused that cancer. You're seeking the same thing here, Listenberg said. I think we're in the beginning of that era of this dawning on us as a country, as a public, the connection between these two things. Lastly, the last part of the article, which is the 5th section of it, is called Thousands of Cases to Follow. Listenberg said he and other attorneys have more than 4,000 similar cases awaiting trial at various state courts. He estimates another 400 cases have been filed in federal multi-district litigation, or MDL. MDL is similar to a class action lawsuit because it consolidates pretrial proceedings for the sake of efficiency. But unlike, a class action lawsuit, each case with the MDL gets its own trial with its own outcome. In other words, one MDL plaintiff might get a large settlement, while another plaintiff might get nothing. No dates have been set for those MDL trials, Listenberg said. But one advantage of filing in state court, as Johnson did, is set up through MDL, is that state courts sometimes produce outcomes faster, and that could be prices for terminally ill patients. Listenberg said Friday's verdict is historic, especially since Roundup is the most widely used herbicide in the world. This is a big victory for human health worldwide, he said. And again, this is coming from CNN.com. My feelings on it, I don't know what Monsanto is trying to prove of escaping out of the fact of the matter is that there's proven cases here, and there's multiple on top of multiple lawsuits against the company that proves that Roundup caused their cancer. I mean, they have not stated one time in this article that none of those people had cancer before then. Mm-hmm. But the patients, I mean, they know their body, so if they had cancer, I mean, it would be no reason to say, oh, I got cancer from Roundup. You know, they would just say, I got cancer from how I got it. But apparently, when they got exposed to Roundup, that's when the cancer came on. So I don't feel like that's substantial evidence. I feel like that's concrete evidence. I mean, even with Dwayne Johnson's case, what is there to prove? It's already been proven. I mean, the man didn't have cancer before then. Duh. I mean, what is Monsanto talking about?
Apparently, this is Monsanto's Roundup.
Yeah, weed killer.
Yeah, the weed killer.
Because again, he was at school spraying the stuff around. He got exposed to it, but this man got lesions all over his body, all over. And I'm sure he'd be in pain, and he has cancer on top of that. So, I mean, Monsanto trying to discredit this man's, his struggle, his illness, what he's going through, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of the above, because they don't want to be responsible for their mess ups. I mean, clearly, this man is dying from something that he had no clue about, and he thought it was probably. I mean, I'm sure he knew there was precautions to it. But I'm just saying, when you use stuff, you don't think nothing about it. You think it's kind of safe, but he didn't think it would go to this degree. If he's spraying, he's a groundkeeper. He didn't think it was gonna go to this degree. Mm-hmm. He's just doing his job like every day. You don't really think about this stuff when you're working, But I don't know, Monsanto. That's just telling me that they don't want to take responsibility for any lives that they have ruined at all. And money's not going to replace that or get their lives back in the way they was. I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And it's affecting not only that person, but families as well. It's just sad. I'm glad that brother won, though. And this case actually brought light to the whole situation. I'm talking about on a full scale now. Because again, in the article, they were saying, although patients filed lawsuits, the difference between the Wayne's case and the rest of them, he was actually dying. He's on the way of dying. He has terminally ill cancer. As other patients, they're just going through cancer, but they're not terminally ill. That's the difference between his case and the other patient's case. So those are damages already, and that's going to go public, of course. And plus, he's sharing this story. And I don't think, from what I'm seeing, I mean, I've actually read on this. I haven't seen where patients spoke out about it. You know, and I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's right. I think that's another reason why his story became really public, because he was speaking out publicly about it, like on news stations and stuff like that. Or, you know, different interviews would come to him and he would talk about it, what he's going through. So that's what sets him apart. But I just glad this was brought to light, so all the other patients could get justice too, and really kind of get some kind of peace of mind in their life. You know, I know it's not gonna fix everything, but at least get some kind of peace of mind.
It's horrible. Of course, big corporations like that, what do they care? It's not happening to them or their families. And like you said, he's showing evidence, like the man is dying. And really no money is going to bring him back, but I understand that he wants some type of compensation for his children or family. This man is suffering daily, I'm sure, and I can't even imagine what he's going through. And my heart goes out to him, because
humans,
right, humans, these humans and these corporations, they will cover it up. They will say the man is lying. And Claire, I'm looking at the pictures with, what is that, the lesions that's on
that's
him?
on one of his hands.
One of his hands.
And I see where you clicked on one source there. It's on his face. It's all over his body. It's
on his whole body. Like, you're thinking that you're going to work to do the best job that you can do. You get paid. You go home or whatever. You take care of your responsibilities and your family. You enjoy life. But no, it's cut.
By this mess.
Yeah.
Because of Monsanto's negligence.
Right.
Putting a poisonous product out there, knowing the effects of it and what it could do to people.
Well, no, the FDA and the CDC and the ABC and the XYZ, like they
EPA
really just
and all these
EPA
corporations
and all these big corporations, they really just have no heart.
You know.
They don't have any heart.
They don't. It's all about money.
It's all about the almighty dollar, the evilness of the almighty dollar.
It makes people evil.
Evil. And really, there is no real value to it.
At all. You're evil over a piece of paper? Look how dumb look how dumb you just look, man.
Right.
You look real dumb. Look how you sound. You evil over a paper that's worth nothing. But I think too, not so much about the money, it's about the control and power.
Control and power. Absolutely. Control and power is everything for people. From the biggest corporations to the smaller corporations. I know at City Hall, I speak about, my job. I don't work at City Hall, but I'm just saying the city of Atlanta. It is by far a lot of power and control and micromanaging. It's
a shame.
It's sad. It's really sad. So you see, all the money in the world don't make you happy.
Nope.
I mean, it really doesn't in the long run. All these celebrities and big corporations. I mean, I understand that they got all this money and you see all this nice flashy stuff that they wear. Right.
Temporarily.
Right. It's temporary.
That's the key word there. Temporarily. It makes you feel good because you have things. That's okay. All that fades away.
Right.
You're still seeking.
Right. You're spiritually messed up.
Yeah.
Emotionally, mentally messed up. you're scarred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, my heart goes out to that brother, seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
my prayers go out to him. Like, my heart, I just hope, everything will be all right for that brother, because, yeah, that was not called for. I mean, what Monsanto did at all. Or even the other patients, too. I want to send my heart to them, too. All the other patients as well. Or the victims, just everybody. I just hope everything goes well for everyone in general.
Absolutely. I'm your Renge Kyo. Yep. Ashe.
Ashe.
Absolutely. Yeah. Any more to read?
No, man.
Okay. While Una was reading, I was looking up something else in regards to Monsanto Roundup herbicide maybe most important factor in development of autism and other chronic diseases. So we have to get out that mindset that everything is not believable, even though I get it. There is false information, but there's also truth to a lot of different things. And though a lot of things may not be the core of health issues or mental issues, I believe that a lot of things do play a part with those. Of course, a lot of people don't believe that there's chemtrail, if I'm saying it right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Chemtrail being sprayed up here in this air, right?
But it is. Just research.
I've even seen it. Like at first I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I've seen it for myself. And I've even experienced like really bad headaches. Not to say that I haven't outside of it, but I've definitely like more than ever increased headaches I've had. Like this is beyond a headache and a migraine because I've lived with most of that all my life. So this is beyond a migraine. If there is such a thing as having a type of undescribable headache. I'm not one to really have sinus and sinus issues, but then sinus issues came up. I've even though a lot of people may think it sounds off or crazy, I've seen more people with a lot of unstable mental instability.
Good factor. Hit that on the head. Chemtrails changes people's moods and their mental thought patterns. That's how much knowledge and information the government has. They can alter people's body mechanisms.
Absolutely.
People think that's far-fetched. They really think it's far-fetched.
They do. People who have been pretty much in a healthier state of mind or physically healthy have become sick, even worst case scenario, death. So it's real out here. And again, who's not woke, they need to wake up, or else you're going to be asleep for the rest of you. You're going to be asleep. You're going to sleep yourself to death. So I just say do your research.
You got to.
Have to do your research. But I just wanted to read about Monsanto or Monsanto, however you can, it's a couple ways you can pronounce it. But so 2 key problems caused by glyphosate in the diet are nutritional deficiencies, especially minerals, and systemic toxicity. Glyphosate is possibly the most important factor in the development of multiple chronic diseases and conditions that have become prevalent in westernized societies, according to researchers. Your gut bacteria are a key component of glyphosate's mechanism of harm, as microbes have the pathway used by glyphosate to kill weeds. Glyphosate causes extreme disruption of microbes' functions and life cycles. What's worse is glyphosate
preferentially,
excuse me,
preferentially
affects beneficial bacteria,
That's a long
allowing
word.
pathogens to overgrow. Okay, forgive me for any words being mispronounced
That was a
incorrectly.
long word. I had to say that.
So,
Sorry.
two key problems in autism, unrelated to the brain yet clearly associated with the conditions, are both linked with glyphosate exposure. So, just coming down more. Okay, the horrific truth about Roundup, the Monsanto Roundup. So in 2009, a French court found Monsanto's guilty of lying, falsely advertising its Roundup herbicide as biodegradable, environmentally friendly, and claiming it left the soil clean. Mounting evidence now tells us just how false such statements are. I don't believe that Monsanto is one of the most evil companies on the planet for nothing. The company has done absolutely nothing to improve their worldwide influence on human and environmental health. And they have a video below where Jeffrey Smith, who is the author of the bestseller Seeds of Deception, says Monsanto during some reflective moment must have asked, what would Darth Vader do? Really? Because what they've come up with is a way of pretending that they're beneficial and then insinuating themselves into the food and agriculture industry. And now it turns out that what they have is very, very dangerous. Indeed, according to Dr. Seneff, glyphosate is possibly the most important factor in the development of multiple chronic diseases and conditions that have become prevalent in westernized societies, including but not limited to autism, obesity, allergies, cardiovascular disease, depression, cancer, infertility, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, ALS, and much more.
Wow.
So I just wanted to kind of read that real quick because this is something serious.
I'm just wild on the many you just named.
Okay. I mean, again, if you guys did not hear me, it contributes to autism, which is gastrointestinal diseases such as inflammatory bowel disease, chronic diarrhea, colitis, and chronic disease, obesity, allergies, cardiovascular disease, depression, cancer, infertility, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, MS, ALS, and more. So do your research, people. That's what we keep saying all the time. Do your research. You don't have to believe us. You can go and you can do your research and you can see it for yourself. Okay? This poor man is dying. He is dying.
And Monsanto has discredited this man's pain.
Exactly.
In his challenging journey here on why he's on this earth, they're actually challenging and discrediting that man.
Right.
Wow.
Okay. So, with moving forward with that, I'm going to be speaking from NPR.org. Groundskeeper accepts reduced $78 million award in Monsanto cancer suit. Okay, so the groundskeeper, who won a massive civil suit against Bayer's Monsanto, claiming that the weed killer Roundup caused his cancer, has agreed to accept $78 million after a judge substantially reduced the juror's original $289 million award.
Wow.
Really? Dwayne Lee Johnson, a Northern California groundkeeper and pest control manager, was 42 when he developed a strange rash that would lead to a diagnosis of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in August of 2014. So a lot of this was read before, just I guess reiterating what Uno read about earlier. His groundkeeper duties included mixing and spraying hundreds of gallons of Roundup, the company's glyphosate containing weed killer product, according to the court reporter. Johnson, now near death, according to his doctors, sued Monsanto in June, testifying that the herbicide likely causes cancer. And we're not even thinking about him having to give that little bit of $78 million to lawyers and fees and things of that. Mm. And then once he do that, he's being taxed probably again. And so, like, his family is just... it's not going to bring his life back, but I'm just saying, it's still, this shit hurts. It is like, oh, it's crazy. Okay, so in August, jurors unanimously agreed and awarded him a total of $289 million, with $250 million in punitive damages and $39.25 million in compensatory damages. In October, San Francisco Superior Court Judge Suzanne Bolanos slashed the punitive damages when she ruled the ratio between the compensatory damages and the punitive damages must be 1-to-1, reducing them to $250 million to $39.25 million.
See, some don't think they slid. They trying to ease their way out of paying this man.
Right. But the judge will get paid real nice.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, she getting a little side check.
Mm-hmm.
So in enforcing due process limits, the court does not sit as a replacement for a juror, but only as a check on arbitrary awards, she wrote. Johnson could have demanded a new trial instead of accepting the $78 million. His attorney disagreed with the judge's settlement reduction, but Johnson will accept the lower amount in hopes of achieving a final resolution within his lifetime, according to the Associated Press. So German multinational acquired Monsanto in June. Bayer Science spokesperson Charla Lord told NPR in an email statement, the court's decision to reduce the punitive damage award by more than $200 million is a step in the right direction. I wish I could just spit on these people. But we continue to believe that the liability verdict and damage awards are not supported by the evidence at trial or the law, and plan to file an appeal with the California Court of Appeal. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. There is an extensive body of research on glyphosate and glyphosate-based herbicides, including more than 800 rigorous registration studies required by EPA, European, and other regulators that confirms that these products are safe when used as directed, the statement continued. Glyphosate is one of the most widely used herbicides in the U.S., according to the National Pesticide Information Center, which also says the herbicide has a carcinogenic potential. According to Reuters, Bayer faces about 8,000 more lawsuits on the herbicide. they just have no regard, yo. Like they could care less.
Nope. It's pretty much anyone that stumbles upon Monsanto are like lab rats. They're basically like lab rats, and they don't give a damn.
As well as like a lot of these other big corporations. I can't think with that other Merck in Jersey, that big corporation Merck. I used to do temporary work back in the day, and Merck was one of it's a big pharmaceutical company that I used to work for as a temp, right? And yeah, just saying that to say like all these big corporations, right? Your lab rats, and if you feed into the foolery, especially with these trials that they love to give, and I'm not saying I'm knocking it. You do what you do, but you're used as a lab rat. They clearly let you know before you sign papers. Like they tell you, like they're not accountable, like for the things. They're not accountable for like the things that happen to you if you take those medications or if you, make a decision to,
inject
or take these pills that they like. They don't know what's gonna happen. It's an experiment.
Yeah.
And all for a small amount of money. People are like, oh, girl, I need this extra cash. I'm going to go do this trial. Really? Well, I mean, I don't mean no disrespect, but my life matters. And I don't want to be an experiment lab rat, guinea pig, or however you want to say it. And you don't know what's going to happen. And if something happens, I believe like you can't sue them.
Nope.
I think there's a contract that
you consented to it.
Right, because you is consented to it, and a lot of people don't take the time to read
those contracts.
To read those contracts. And I'm not calling you illiterate. I'm just saying that you should read twice the small print and the big print before you take a risk on your life.
That's true. And then you don't know. Okay, so say if they have to knock you out in that moment. I'm saying with a pill or inject you with something. I mean, you don't know where they're gonna take you either. I'm just saying the doctor's not always truthful about everything. Cause let's keep in mind, y'all, they're hand in hand with the pharmaceutical companies and the government. They do everything that the pharmaceuticals, well, most of the government, do everything the government tells them to do. Everyone's controlled in that field of the medical field. Mm-hmm. Everyone's controlled. They're gonna do what they're told. So if you walk in there and you consent to it, you don't know what they're gonna do to you, like Jay said, but you don't know where they're gonna take you.
Right, because
you might not come back.
Right, because you're knocked out, so you have no idea what they're doing to you. And I've also heard on the flip side that people that have tried these different trial case studies have turned out okay. Well, if you have, I say that's very good fortune for you, because we really don't know what goes on behind those closed doors. And I'm already not a trustworthy person and kind of fishy and, type of chick anyway. So I really, again, my life matters and there's no price on it. And I'm just not going to deal with that, because they have all them signs, like if you're going through some type of mental issue or chronic diseases, or if you have HIV, what they can do, and do you suffer with migraine, and just that whole thing. And you just, again, when you signing, if you just signing just because you think you getting a couple $100 or whatever,
think again.
Right. Like I ask myself, is that really worth it for me? Like, is my life, do I care or value my life? And my answer for me is yes. And it's not pointing fingers. I'm just saying, please read twice if that's something that you're going to pursue, and think outside those couple of dollars that you're going to get, and think about what's going to happen more on the long term of it.
I agree. It's all about being conscious of yourself and not allowing people to control you as a person. You have to take control of yourself. You have to care about yourself. Your well-being should come first. Again, it goes back to what you said like 20 minutes ago. Money is not everything. It's really not.
It's great and
it's
wonderful, and we know that we can do things with it. Please don't get me wrong. Give me that money. I'll show you, put it to good use. But these trials, I'm just saying, be very, very careful and read before you put your signature on there. Because once you do that, that's it.
Pretty much. You
committed.
Fall. You free game, man. That's what's gonna happen. You just free game for anybody in that medical field.
Right.
It's just truth.
Right.
There's nowhere else to put it. So, then things you want to read?
Oh no.
Do you mind reading about that sister?
Okay.
Yeah.
Supa Scent?
Yes.
Okay. So our next topic at hand is going to be Supa Scent.
All right.
Okay, this is coming from Atlanta Black Star. She has been all over social media, everywhere, how this beauty entrepreneur breaks down after making $1 million in 90 minutes. Okay, so New Orleans native Supa Scent was filled with tears of joy on Monday morning after making $1 million in less than 2 hours. Supa started off doing hilarious videos on the popular social platform The Vine back in 2013, and she instantly became a viral sensation. She later started her own cosmetic business, The Crayon Case, in 2017, which is an eyeshadow palette of bold colors that resembles a box of crayons. The social media sensation has since taken the beauty community by storm. The Black-owned cosmetic mogul hosted a Cyber Monday sale on November 26, and by 10:13 a.m., she's a mogul. By 10:13 a.m. that morning, she received over 10,000 orders. Minutes later, she grossed $1 million of revenue in just over an hour. She took to Instagram to record the experience and broke down in tears of joy. $1 million day in an hour and a half. God, thank you. Supa wrote a B, busted tables and cleaned hotel rooms. Don't tell me it's not possible. Fans applauded the New Orleans native on her much-deserved success. Congratulations. I followed you since your storytime days, and you deserve this. You are an inspiration. Congrats, Queen. You're a true inspiration. You're proof that if you wisely invest the money from your regular job into a business venture, your passion about, you can become your own boss and a millionaire. I love your glow up. Definition of making something from absolutely nothing. Congratulations, Queen. And these are people who are giving her the congratulations. Another person said, when I grow up, I want to be like you, Queen. Many people don't know, but Supa Scent worked as a waitress and a housekeeper for years before cashing in on her passion. However, she stepped out on faith and turned her passion into money. Don't hate on yourself, Supa told WDSU during an interview in June. Along your journey, many people are going to tell you what you can't do and what you shouldn't do. Don't be that person to yourself. So it's just more congratulations coming from, Instagram. Check her out on Instagram.
Supa_Scent. Check her out.
Check her out. She has 1.3 million followers. Just check out her story. And again, this is one of those positive moments, positive spotlights where if you're a person who has a small business, or you're an entrepreneur, or thinking about doing it, please don't let people stop you from doing what you want to do. It's your thing. It's your passion. It's your desire. It's your goal. People, if you step out of the when people step out of the norm, and I've learned this throughout my years, even if it's not getting into your own business, but if it's something that you want to do that's out of the norm, somebody's always going to have something to say. because they're miserable doing the same thing every day, 365 days a year, making money or not making money, and they're unhappy. But a person like yourself, hopefully, or like us, who we are doing what we want to do, we want to fulfill goals collectively and individually. People always have something to say, so let them keep talking, right? So unless they're going to make a large contribution towards your business,
their opinions don't matter.
Their opinions just don't matter.
Do you?
Right.
Step out on faith.
Like I say, create your happiness, create your greatness. Live your life in a productive way, doing what you like or doing what you love. You can be just like Supa Scent or these other people that we talked about.
Oh yeah. Even last week.
That was awesome. That was awesome, rather. Excuse me. Yeah. Like that was fly. Like for
last
real.
week and the week before.
Like man, you had people that was homeless, people that were really down and out on their luck, people sleeping in cars, and they just giving their stories, real stories, not nothing fake.
Right.
Real life stories from each and every one of them, and they have grown. And there's so many other successful stories that we're going to talk about as well. But you can do it. Is there going to be challenges?
Yes.
Right. There's definitely going to be challenges all the time, but you're going to have to learn how to be as strong as you can and come up or rise up from those challenges or obstacles. You got to just keep grinding.
I agree. Absolutely. Yeah, my hats go off to that sister, man.
Supa Scent.
I'm so proud of her, man.
Absolutely.
You know,
my hat go off to her.
She's doing it big. The queen deserves everything she's getting right now. She's been on her grind for a while, so she ain't. Let's make it clear now, because she ain't just come out nowhere.
Yeah, this wasn't no overnight thing. She been on her hustle for a minute, working her job and putting some of her money towards her business and you know, like what she wanted to do with her business. So yeah.
But I was talking about her social media presence.
Right.
Like, she's been doing
doing that for a while. Yeah.
So let's not act like she just came on the scene and boom. No. Like if people really been following her, they would know she's been out there for a long time. And you just pay attention to the comments, how they respond to it. You can tell that she's been out there for a minute. So yeah. But I mean, I'm with you though. I mean, just her all around experience in life, but definitely her social media presence. Definitely, yeah. So yeah,
check her out and follow her. Supa Scent, Supa_Scent, SUPA_CENT. Congratulations, Queen.
Congrats, sister. Anything you would like to read?
Nope, not with Supa.
All right. So the last topic we have for tonight is about the development of the Gulch and the ties with Keisha, the connection of Keisha in this project. Do you want me to read this?
Please do start. You start, please.
Okay. So yeah, this is coming from citycouncil.atlantaga.gov. Man, I'm reading it like that.
Gov. Well.
So this was published October 12, 2018. The headline is Statement from at-large city council member Andre Dickens on the Gulch project. I've read the proposed Gulch plan and subsequent materials 4 times. I've had over 300 conversations via phone, text, email, and social media regarding the proposed Gulch deal. I've talked with the downtown business people, lawyers, developers, politicians, preachers, activists, and a whole lot of everyday citizens. There are tons of opinions about the merits of the deal and the process. One fact remains clear after all these discussions: there isn't broad support for the proposed deal. I have a substantial amount of readiness and can't support at this time. I believe that this whole process needs to start over with the goal of receiving more input and ideas from all our stakeholders. Everyone I talk to wants we develop the Gulch a goal I share for the growth of my hometown, dealing with public land and public money. However, we must make sure the public has a voice in the decisions we make. We must work together to decide the best path forward. Right now, we are being asked to choose between one plan versus no plan, and that's limiting our vision. Developing publicly owned land in the heart of downtown Atlanta must be planned very carefully. Land is a finite resource. We must take our time to get this right. There are also so many possibilities to create positive social, cultural, and economic outcomes on land owned by the people over land that is privately held. I'm certain that by working together in an open, honest, and inclusive way, we can achieve meaningful outcomes that will benefit the quality of life of all Atlanteans. Andre Dickens, Post 3 at Large Council Member. That was his side.
So before we go on that, I just scrolled down. I want to acknowledge comments that people have made in regards to Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
So Gregory Beasley, when we spoke about the money, he said 78 million for his heirs. Right. Like that's no money for his family by the time everybody else eat from it. Right. It's going to be a little bit. So yeah, like these corporations don't care. And then it says $289 million. Wow.
They keep switching the numbers.
They keep switching the numbers. And for that little floozy ass judge from California, she felt as though he should not deserve this. Well, you know,
there have been a white man.
Right.
I'm just saying, there's always race.
So you always know that there's a lot of times things are black and white. Let's just be honest, unfortunately. But yeah, she kept going back and forth with the price. So finally, Dwayne Johnson is just tired and just said, I'll just take the $78 million. Also, Greg Beasley said, wait a minute.
They forced his hand. He does not have a lot of time left.
And I'm thinking that's probably how he felt as well. Like he's just really exhausted.
He's tired.
Physically, mentally, everything. Just the overall, he's tired and does not feel like going back and forth with this no more. So right, they probably did force his hand.
I think they did it on purpose.
Of course.
It's psychological games they're playing.
Right.
Who they fooling?
And they know this man is not well.
Right.
So yeah, of course. So also Gregory Beasley said they will put out a bad product knowing it's harmful, but they will make so much money by the time someone sues, they just write those legal costs off. Absolutely. Yes. Of course they do. They don't care.
They don't give a damn.
They don't care because people don't do the research. A lot of times people need a job, and I get that. And people don't expect that they're going to go through this like they're going to come out like he did. And so, yeah, that's why we say people do the research about products that you purchase or invest in because they're very harmful. Like, I mean, I've heard of Roundup. I may have used it a very, very long time ago when I lived back in Philly briefly.
But you probably had no idea how harmful it was.
I had no idea, definitely. But I know that my hands being sensitive, and they always have been since I was young, my hands pick up. So I knew, like, I didn't have to the extent like this man, like Dwayne is going through, but I knew that something was going on because I got a rash in my hand, like in my hands. Like I have very sensitive skin.
I'm glad it didn't get worse.
But it didn't get worse because I was like, oh, what is this? And scrub my hands. I actually stopped using the product, to be honest. I actually stopped using the product, but I can't remember using it one time. But you're right. They put these products out here. They're harmful. The government knows it. We as people, a lot of us don't do the due diligence to research. We just pick up or we just do.
You just use it. That's it.
And just use stuff.
Not aware of the
long-term effects. So I definitely agree. Thank you, Stephanie McLean, for joining. Appreciate
it. Gregory said also you can't trust those assholes. You have to be your own health advocate.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
You better.
Right.
You
face,
put your
like,
trust
yes.
in anything the government's connected to, because they connect to all this. You can't trust nothing.
Nothing. I work for the government. I trust nothing.
Nothing. If a person trusts the government, you crazy as hell. You gotta be out your mind.
I watch and listen and very observant. Very. I don't even get all into. I take what I hear and I move forward with it, because the government as a whole, I don't care where it's at, it's corrupt.
Period.
The CDC, the EPA is all
small level to the
corrupt.
To the large level.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, you have to. You're right, Gregory. We have to be our own health advocates. We have to ask questions. We have to do our research, okay? And stop always wanting to sign shit off and you're not reading the small print. A lot of people don't read small print. That's where the dangerous shit is coming from. Yeah. When you don't read that small print. I don't care what you got to take something to look and read and reread it, and if you don't understand something, you gotta ask questions. We can heal our own bodies, like you and I have spoke about before.
If you got your mind right and then you eating right, it's gotta coincide
and be spiritually right, like you said. All of that has to coincide together. You can't have one without the other. So I appreciate that. We appreciate that, Gregory, for your interaction. Definitely.
Yeah, we definitely agree with you on the points you made.
Right.
So
exactly why I got off all them damn medicines. Exactly. I'm no longer on metformin. No longer on lisinopril, and I been stopped that one for cholesterol. Y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna get me. I am done. Like, I'm done. No more taking it here and there. As someone said, I think Supa said, stepping out on faith.
Yeah.
And doing what I need to do. I've been taking my black seed. I started taking my black seed oil. I'm taking some omega-3s. I'm taking some magnesium. I'm doing things that's more natural and doing my research on those too. Don't get it twisted. I'm doing my research on the natural, healthy products too. So it's not just the other ones. It's all of it.
Right. Okay.
And I'm just researching all those big words that a lot of people can't pronounce. You trying to figure out what it is on the back of these. Research. You need to Google it. And you need to find out what it means.
Right.
You don't know what you could be taking.
That's true.
So yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the MF word. My fault.
My fault. You speaking authentically.
Just a speaking of passion.
You speaking authentically. That's all they need to know. You're not trying to be politically correct like some people want us to be. I ain't naming no names. I'm just saying. We gonna speak how we speak. This our show. We do what we want to do.
This our shit.
Yeah, this our shit.
I love it.
We grown though. Everybody don't. But look, everybody don't have the same format of shows. Everybody has their own style, their own way, their own approach to how they do their shows. I respect what everybody do. I don't care if you don't curse, do curse. I don't care. If it resonates with me. Personally, if it resonates with me,
the message.
I mess with you.
Right, the message.
Right.
That's what's important.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's me though.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm completely off, and I've been doing it for a brief moment, probably like 2 weeks, I'll say, about good 2 weeks, and I'm just stepping out and believing that my regiment that I'm going to be doing, of course, I have to incorporate the way I eat and do more exercise, that I can heal my own self. I know some people be like, girl, no, you need to do. No, you do what you need to do for you. And if it works for you, awesome. I'm of a different cloth. I'm sorry, go ahead. My apologies. Go ahead.
No, I'm just listening. You right though. You're just doing you. So I have something I have a view of Mayor Keisha Bottoms, her side of this
Kiki.
whole development. Kiki,
oh,
do you
Kiki.
love me? Are you riding? What? Oh yeah, I got a little singing going on. Oh.
They said, "Let me find out you can sing." I already know about you doing your little.
No, it's the way she
do your little harmonizing.
Look. You how you turn around. Let me find out you can really sing like that. Uno. Sing to me anytime.
Oh my. Back to the subject. Okay? This is not the place for it.
I was finna say something else, but I had to keep it PG.
Keep it PG, please. Right.
So this is coming from bizjournals.com. Biz, this one Z, bizjournals.com. This article was published October 23rd, 2018. The headline reads, Mayor Bottoms offers new deal for Gulch project. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms continues to redesign a proposed $5 billion redevelopment proposal for the downtown Gulch area in an effort to win over a majority of the Atlanta City Council. The latest version of the deal, announced Tuesday, will reduce the maximum amount of bond financing to be backed by revenue generated from the West Side Tax Allocation District, or short for TAD, from $625 million to $40 million. The new plan will place more financial responsibility on California-based CIM Group. These newly negotiated agreements represent a tremendous departure from the initial terms that were on the table when assumed the office of mayor. Bottoms wrote in a letter to Council President Felicia Moore and council members dated Tuesday. The letter was included in documents the council released Tuesday, a package that included 712 pages pertaining to the Gulch redevelopment. The amount of TAD revenue going toward the project has been a major sticking point with citizen activists who have criticized the deal, as well as city council members. Officials with Atlanta Public Schools also have warned the schools will stand to lose millions of dollars in property tax revenues under the deal as originally conceived. The new plan would reduce TAD bond proceeds available to CIM Group from $500 million to $32 million, with up to $8 million in bonds available to empowerment zone communities. The proposed benefits package coming back to the city would include $28 million in affordable housing, $12 million in economic development, $12 million to build a new fire station, and $2 million for workforce training. The developer also will commit to awarding at least 38% of the contracts associated with the project to minority or female-owned businesses. That's great. That's great. But there is issues with this development at the same time. There's two sides to it. Like it's great for the economical, social development, but on the other end, it can be damper on education, homelessness, tax increasing. What else? Property value. Like, there's a lot of this you gotta look at, and then is it really gonna be affordable though? I mean, then you're talking about bringing in California companies contracted with Atlanta to develop more buildings of whatever it may be that she wants to develop. Because you gotta look at it now. This is the reason why everything is so high, because they bringing all these outsiders, California developers into Atlanta, and have put, thanks to Kasim Reed, that you Negroes voted for. Good job.
Not the clap off.
I'm just saying that y'all voted for, and that rose the prices on living because he's working with these people to call himself developing the city and making it better and blase. But what I've been seeing, a lot of people can't afford that. These apartments they have all over Metro Atlanta. Then again, Jay, we always talk about the homelessness. That's really on the rise in Atlanta, man. It's large here.
That and mental illness.
Oh, mental illness. And then they shut down these
shelters.
These shelters. That's a big part of that.
hospitals or facilities.
Because of this damn development. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
How that makes you feel about?
Well, you guys know I'm very I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate about the whole mental health and behavioral health community, as well as the homeless, due to the fact that I am a survivor of being homeless and have been on the street. My kids don't remember, they were young, but being in the shelter and on the street. Also, living with a mental disorder, or however y'all want to call it. So it's very passionate for me because I see, due to the fact that I work downtown Atlanta, there are so many homeless people just all over. You can't escape it downtown. They are all over. They are in front of my job. They come in my job looking, they just come in. They don't get past security. Well, a couple of them have, and then the way my mind is set up, it's just in the humanitarian in me to redirect and send them back out, because you don't know where their mind is. Okay. And that when they closed Pine Street down, which it was an unlivable place, they should have fixed it up better for the homeless community to stay there. But it's all about, again, the almighty dollar. The white woman, she sold it out. They bought her out, and she's probably, who knows, sitting somewhere enjoying her life, while homeless people still congregate around there. Again, they are all over, even all the way up to Buckhead in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, homeless is all over.
They are all over the metro Atlanta area, and they tend to congregate, around a lot of churches, hospitals, libraries here, even if they're closed for renovation. Okay. They have nowhere. Abandoned building is a magnet. Definitely all around the train stations.
Under them. Pits in the train station.
So they're all over. And they just, again, the hospitals or facilities have closed down. And so where are they going? Right? And I know that they're supposed to be doing some redevelopment with the Underground, which is a historic place here in downtown Atlanta. And they're there. They're finding ways to get in. Believe that.
You can't stop them.
And when the Super Bowl come here next year, they're gonna turn it out.
Yeah.
Not only the homeless, but we talking about the scammers and the thieves.
Everybody's coming out.
Everybody's gonna come out. So what is the city of Atlanta, including Keisha prepared to do? So it sounds pretty, what you say.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure there's going to be quite a few people that's going to benefit from it.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Of course.
That's cool.
Okay. But everyday average people, I just don't see them really getting anything. I mean, unless she's really going to be a woman of her word, because I know that there was some type of article where she was saying that they're going to build affordable housing.
She did say that.
Okay. So I'm just, right. So I'm just going to wait on that.
I just want to see if she's doing.
I'm gonna see, right? I'm gonna see if she's really gonna be about her word. Because again, like you said, everybody wanted Kasim. He was in there for 8 years, and y'all just don't know he was hanging y'all. He could care less about the Black and brown community. I'm sorry, he's just out for himself.
That's why I tell you, Black people, stop thinking off emotion on everything. You're not critical thinking. That's fine. I'm not saying it's bad not to support your brother, sister. I'm not saying that. That is totally fine, because other races do it all the time. But here's the difference between them and us.
Excuse me.
At least they get something out the deal when they do it. They smart and they know what they need to do to ensure that is helping them. We don't do that. We just jump up and do stuff, and then we get the short end of the stick, and you mad now. And the thing is, even with the other races, like it's always unity. It's always self-preservation. And if they have someone like them, they always make sure that if they put money into that politician or whoever, that they hold up their end. But they also research into their what is their purpose, what is their mission, what are they going to do. I mean, I know every person can be inclusive, because I mean, as a politician, let's be honest, you have to be in a way inclusive at some point. But you still nationalist. You're still a nationalist at the same time. So you have to learn how to balance it. But getting back to support. So when other races do it, when they invest in the person they want, they always make sure what it is that they're looking for from that politician. They always look into the background of the politician.
Mm-hmm.
It means nothing. Who cares if they're the same race? Who cares? They need to know what the heck we gonna get out of this. That's what they need to know. We don't do that. We just acting out promote. Oh my God, I need black. Put it in. Have no idea what the person's about, what their background is, what their mission, their purpose. They know nothing. They ain't know nothing about Kasim. Just like they don't know nothing about Keisha Bottoms. What do y'all know? I'm just curious. What do y'all know besides what? She black? Honestly, that's not enough. I'm not impressed with that. And y'all ain't gonna like what I'm saying, but I'm not impressed with that. I'm looking at she for our people. That's what I'm looking at. Where is your mind at? Because it's definitely not helping black people. I mean, now, from what I'm seeing, what I read now, Jay, like I said, okay, she keep a word, okay, but we just trying to play out and see what's gonna happen. But if she holds her end up, okay. But from right now, I mean, I haven't seen no progress. So I mean, what is she doing for black people is what I'm trying to figure out. And do y'all notice she never said nothing about what she gonna do for black people like that? Do y'all notice that? I mean, if you for black, you're gonna always state that first. What can I do to help my people first, and then help abroad after that? If a politician can't state what their purpose and goal is for their people, you need to watch out. You need to be careful. You need to take precautions. Proceed with caution. That's why we keep getting messed up every time. Because we put too much faith in people without using critical thinking. And I'm not trying to badger Keisha Bottom. I'm not trying to put down Keisha Bottom, because she's probably going to do some things. Who knows? I don't know. But her actions are not showing it right now. I ain't seeing it. So what? That's just how I feel. And I don't speak much about Keisha. Why? I just wanted to play out so that way, when over time, when all it starts to show, then I'm going to say something. I'm not saying much right now, but I know what I know. I mean, to me, she's just another Cassie Reed. What are your thoughts?
So I don't mention Mayor Keisha Bottoms that much either, because I'm being observant as well and watching. I've seen her. Of course, the Gulch is a big, huge current thing right now. And it's nice that during holidays we can give out turkeys and food like that and feed people. But I feel as though people go hungry year round. I would just like to see more of it played out on, if not a monthly basis, maybe every other month or quarterly or something, show more presence. going out to these shelters, men and women shelters,
being down in the trenches, talking with the people.
I mean, go to the raw places with your security.
Right.
Really get to. I'm not saying that she don't go to places, but really step outside of that comfort zone a little bit and get more with other individuals or people as well. What else did I want to say in regards to her? Oh, well, in regards to us as a people, I really feel, especially our Black and brown community, I really feel that you cannot expect her to do everything.
True.
I feel as though whether you voted or not for her, or anybody for that matter, but particularly Keisha, I feel as though, Mayor Keisha, I feel as though you too need to be accountable. Wherever neighborhood, whatever organization, like you need to be more involved. Like go to these meetings when they are open. Go.
Yeah, be more active.
Be more active.
Socially, definitely.
Be accountable. Ask questions. Like challenge them or challenge her. And make sure, like, if she say, right, like if she say she's going to do this,
she need to do it.
Make sure she do it. Stay on her. As with any political figure, black, white, green, brown, I don't care, but hold them accountable for their word. Their word is supposed to be their bond, right? So hold them accountable for some things. But again, make sure that you play your part as well. Don't just sit back and be like, oh, well, whatever happens, happens. Then on the other side, when, whatever happens, happens, y'all pissed off because y'all didn't do nothing. They have these agendas set up, these meetings set up, or these community meetings or whatever set up for you to go out to. If you can go out to the club and you can do whatever else that you guys do, then you certainly can take a few hours out your time to go to these meetings and get involved. A lot of times elderly people, they can't get out. Let's represent for us. Let's get out here and do things. Okay. I know I don't know if it's like a lot of neighborhoods have like that community neighborhood thing. So like if again the elderly can't get out, let's find a representative that can go out and represent us and bring us back that information so we can do what we need to do.
Have a plan of action.
Right, having that plan of action instead of just running your mouth and really nothing.
Not doing nothing.
Right, you running your mouth and nothing's happening. Right. So yeah, we need to be held accountable
at all times. I agree with you. Again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with voting for someone that's like you. Okay, that's fine. However, and you made a great point. The point is, we need to be held accountable. So if you're gonna vote, at least have a strategy with it. Black people, at least have a damn strategy. Have a strategy, a plan of action that is going to build your people, the community. That's all I'm trying to say. But stop voting just because it make you feel good about your life and you think you did something, because honestly you didn't. And let's be honest. I mean, okay, fine, you vote or not, that's your choice. At the same time, we gotta look at the reality too. What has changed since we voted? I mean, I didn't vote, but I'm just saying it like this. What has changed since black people are voting, since we voting as people? Let's just look at the reality of it. I'm talking about over time and into now. But if we're going to vote again, we got to approach it very different. We can't keep doing it the same. Have the same approach each term. We can't do that. We got to have a different approach this time. We in a different age, so you have to really be careful and critical about the things that we decide on. So yeah, Jay, like you said, take accountability. So the mayor needs to take accountability, and we as people need to take accountability. Stop putting it all on Keisha, because I do agree with that, Jay. We can't put it all on Keisha. It ain't all her fault. She's just playing the game like everybody else who's in politics. But we as people need to get more active.
We should get more active.
Just like they did Obama the same way. They just put it all on him. Like he just got it's gonna wash it all away. It don't work like that. He told y'all need to do for yourself. Didn't he tell y'all that? Or y'all just act like you didn't hear it? Because y'all so caught up in the hype. Oh my God, Obama, oh my God. Yeah. You hypnotized and romanticized about this man since he was in the seat. So yeah, black people gotta do better. We definitely gotta do better. That's all I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
For anybody. I don't care what color they're coming from, you're right. We have to be accountable for ourselves, and we have to step out there. They say strength is in numbers, so let's not just talk. Let's do action.
Mm-hmm. Right.
People. Okay.
You got a response?
Yes. So Gregory, I'm so happy. Thank you for really responding.
Yeah, we like this.
I like this.
Running your ear. We like this.
So Gregory Beasley said, I was diagnosed pre-diabetic and they wanted me to take metformin, but I refused. I changed my diet, eating certain foods and eliminating others, and also started my own exercise regimen. The last time I went, they were all amazed. They told me I was no longer type 2 and wanted to know how I accomplished that. It took me a year, but I completely reversed that diagnosis. That is so awesome.
Let me see this one.
Thank you for that, because I am a work in progress. I want to get to where you are, to not have to reverse that diagnosis. And I know I can.
You know you can do it.
I'm going to do it.
I believe you are.
I said I am going to do it. I am going to do it.
I'm just giving you some boost of inspiration. I'm sorry.
Child, please. No, I'm only playing. I'm only playing. No, I'm saying I know you do. You always give me boost. I appreciate that. That's just a friendly reminder from me that it can happen even if it takes a year. He also said
our votes have to be
okay.
Our votes have to be power leveraged and only delivered to a candidate, whether black or white, Democrat or Republican, that will publicly address our interests.
Right now, our votes are taken for granted. Yes. So I just kind of said I just said that regardless if they're black or white, Democrat or Republican, I feel as we as a people, we definitely need to get out here and do our part as well, because these people cannot solve everything. It's just impossible for these politicians to solve everything. We have to go out there and make them responsible and accountable if they say they're going to do something. And we have to come together in numbers and strength and not be so intimidated or scared to speak up. This is where we live, wherever you guys live. This is where you live, and you need to go out and you need to do things. We don't need to do, and I don't mean no harm, we don't need to do the we shall overcome no more. We need to move past that, because we are not there anymore. We need to move beyond the marching and the overcoming. We need to overcome. But I mean,
not no marching.
But we need to do more. We need to do more than that. I feel like, things can be, and also, as me and Uno have said, publicly and just privately speaking, these people, politicians, or people that are high, when you come with some money, as a collective, they will listen to you.
It's money language.
Right. They will listen to you if you want stuff done.
Because you have something to offer them.
You gotta come more than with signatures. You can bring them, but bring that cash or check or whatever y'all need to bring that. They're gonna listen to you. They're going to listen.
Yeah,
it never
they
fails.
Got no choice.
They're going to listen now. They're going to be like, okay, they're going to take us serious now. We take them serious now. They're not going to just keep with that. Well, my name is Jade and did it. Nah, can we move? We got to do more.
Because if you talk, they're still going to do what they're going to do anyway.
Right. You got to come. We got to just.
We got to strategize. That's it.
Strategize, right?
You
got to strategize.
Plan of action here. Now, what he said. Now, this is the part here. Now, black or white, Democrat or Republican. How about we stop putting our trust in these politicians, period, and do for self? How about that?
That, in addition to, can we just stop being Democrats and Republicans?
Yeah, stop putting labels on
labels.
We gotta stop labeling ourselves. We're not that.
Gosh, that would be nice. But that's just my thought. Don't pay me no mind.
Although the blacks were the first Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay.
Again, we got to get out this political realm and do for self. Period. We can't expect the system to change and grant us what we want from them. Let's just deal with what is. It's not going to happen, black people. With your hope, okay? And your little mindset on having this hope of getting what you want is not going to happen. I'm sorry. I hate to break the news to you. Yeah. Because it just be tripping me out how all this emotion invested in this voting process and just the hype and everything, and
it could be a trigger.
It's a trigger, and then guess what? The system's still winning.
Right, because they are ticked off. For those that have voted, they are ticked off because they didn't get what they wanted.
Because it was rigged. I've been hearing this all through this half of this portion of the year when the voting first started. I've been hearing all these stories about the votes getting rigged or robbed or not counted. Mm-hmm. That's all I've been hearing.
No electricity, so the count, the votes weren't there, and so we got to start pretty much all over again. And
that's
what a coincidence that it just happened like that, right? And I feel like if you can't do it on your own, this is just my thought. It would be in a great space if we could find other like-minded people, such as, for instance, getting a property in Atlanta. Let's start with one. Getting the property in Atlanta to build up for homeless women and their children and men, because I'm not going to count you out either because there's a lot of homeless men, but getting a place where homeless men and women or women with children can live. If it would just be nice to just have a collective put our money in together, which I know on Instagram they have that Tulsa, like a Tulsa investment.
I saw that.
Something like that. I'm kind of paraphrasing.
Investment company,
where people put their money in as a collective, doing business together. Where we can not only benefit financially, but help others too and feel good, so that we can teach them to do the same thing. Wouldn't that be great?
Right. We need to get into this pattern.
Economics is big. We got to stop running our mouths unless we're gonna run it in the most effective, positive way. And using strategy, having a different mindset, and coming with some money.
Yeah, because we talk a lot.
We sure do. We talk a lot.
Too damn much, if you ask me. And we got to stop, ostracizing and condemning people who don't vote. Okay, let's stop. Okay, because people can condemn you about voting, right? But it doesn't matter if you vote or not. It don't mean nothing if you don't have no money behind it. And you're not taking responsibility, accountability for yourself and others around you that can help everybody. So all that voting don't mean nothing. So. Anything else you would like to read?
I'm just gonna try to read on this briefly. Let me just see how much more. Oh, very short. This is coming from archpaper.com, and it is another rail yard story. Atlanta council members greenlight controversial $5 million Gulch project. It's official. Atlanta is about to take on one of the most ambitious and controversial building projects in its history. Last Monday, in a midnight vote before Election Day, the Atlanta City Council approved a $5 billion proposal to redevelop the Gulch, a 40-acre swath of sunken rail yards and parking lots in downtown Atlanta. Thanks to the decision, CIM Group, the Los Angeles-based agency that's been eyeing the site for some time, will now likely receive a large government subsidy as the sole bidder on the project. CIM's big plans for the Gulch came to light last November when people started speculating the meaning of an impact fee assessment filed with the city that month, which proposed the redevelopment of over 10 million square feet of publicly owned land next to the Phillips Arena. Over time, it became evident that CIM, a company founded by the brother of Atlanta Hawks owner Tony Ressler, was responsible for the filing and wanted to offer the Gulch to the city as a part of Atlanta's bid for Amazon's HQ2, headquarters 2. Despite news that Amazon will definitely not be coming to Atlanta, it seems that CIM's plans to revitalize the Gulch are still underway. So the Gulch is bordered by Phillips Arena, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and highly trafficked thoroughfares. So the scope of the project is nearly unparalleled, comparing only in size to Manhattan's 28-acre Hudson Yards neighborhood and CIM's 27 acres Miami World Center development. Within the Gulch, the developer aims to create 9 million square feet of office space, 1 million square feet of retail, as well as room for residential and hospitality. So they're going to plan on, they're going to plan on not only having a high rise for people to live, but a hotel for people to stay. Not that there's not a lot of hotels downtown Atlanta, but okay. The mini city within the city will sit atop a podium of parking garages and connect with a new grid of streets and parks. Atlanta will not be Atlanta anymore. It's going to be gone. It could include more than a dozen new buildings, completely reshaping the city skyline. And again, they want to be like the California, the Miami, the New York. Newly, which means, are they going to raise up the minimum wage? Because minimum wage here in Atlanta is what? $7.25. Newly elected Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is a large supporter of the project, of course, because she's going to get, you don't think she's going to get a piece of that? She's going to get a nice piece, honey, trust. Leading up to last week's vote, she started a massive campaign to greenlight the Gulch, asking for the public and the city council to approve the around $1.9 billion subsidy package for the private project. In a tight 8-6 vote, her plan won out. So again, their vision, CIM's vision for the Gulch includes 1,000 units of residential and 1,500 units of hotel space. It's not going to even look like Atlanta. I swear it's not. I'm looking at the picture, and when Uno posts it up, you can see it for yourself. Though the government is now on board, many locals aren't game. Critics of the project say the area should be dedicated to a new transit hub, an idea that started back in 2012.
I agree.
While others argue that an increase in luxury housing will raise rent and property taxes in low-income communities near downtown, which Divine City and all of the other areas that are downtown, everything's going to go up. While Bottom's proposal requires CIM to build at least 200 units of affordable housing within the Gulch and invest $28 million into a citywide trust fund for affordable housing, some still hope for a better deal. I don't know what her thought of affordable housing is, but we shall see. Many say the process for approvals has been rushed and the public hasn't gotten enough say. And that is when we need to run our mouths in the right way and get out here when they have meetings and community involvement. Get out. Since CIM's plans were unveiled last year, things have moved at an unprecedented speed. Even opponents seem eager to build something in the Gulch, but only if it benefits the city, not just the owners who develop it. They're going, right, okay. Given CIM's large-scale goals for the site, this will be a fight with the public for decades to come. So I'm just going to continue to watch and observe, and I'm going to make myself, as I've said before, more accountable. We're getting out here. I am the ambassador for one of the MPUs here in the city. I will be out there next week because that one that I'm involved in is every second Wednesday of the month. I'm going to get myself involved more when I'm aware of things that's coming up, open to the public. I'm going out here, take notes, make myself accountable, and I'm gonna start talking to other folks. Like, listen, stop doing all the complaining and come out. Just stop complaining. Go to these neighborhood meetings. Be effective. Strategize. Change the mindset. Because this city is about, to me, it's going to be the new Atlanta. I can't even think of another word, but I mean, Atlanta, here in Atlanta, there's a section called Atlantic Station. They're not a part of Atlanta. They have their own zip code, yo. So, and some other places that I've heard, they want their own. I think that place
over there by Cobb County too. You know what I'm talking about? We was going to the baseball stadium out there. I believe they might have their own zip code right there. Look like Atlantic Station.
Right. Because it does. There's a lot of places that want to have their own zip code. So we need to get out here, people. That's all I'm saying. Get out wherever you're at, whether it's Atlanta, wherever else, whatever other state or whatever that they're doing this development, instead of just sitting back and saying, oh, it'll be what it is what it is. No, if you want change, it has to start with you.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I agree. I have nothing else to say to that. You pretty much summed it up.
Okay, so we wanted to bring in, side note, has nothing to do with this, but en route to wanting to do the podcast for this evening. So we're on the bus, right? And so SWAT came out.
On the west side.
SWAT came out deep for one young guy. So
Police and the SWAT.
And apparently he did something messed up in Cobb County because Cobb County police was out there too. Came out their jurisdiction to find that one guy any means necessary. SWAT for days, Atlanta PD, Cobb County PD. He must have tried to run because they caught him because he was limping, right? And probably he was limping because he had them pants pulled down to his ankles. You guys, I mean, can you stop sagging? It's sad. Like, it's to the point I get so tired of seeing bubble booties.
Cause I was about to say bubble booties.
I'm tired. No disrespect, but I'm tired of looking at bubble booties. Pull your pants up.
Y'all be having more booties than these females.
Right. Do you not know the history, or you probably do and don't care? But can you still pull them up? I'm tired of looking at it. Right. It's so... The cops don't even stress like that to me, because either you're tattooed up so much or the pants is down, and they know when you try to run you're not getting far, right? And it's just a sad day because he might not have no guidance, or some of these young boys may not have no guidance, but we as the older generation, or that 40 and above, we need to do better.
Like,
right?
Again, goes back to accountability and
responsibility. Right. We need to do better. But for those but also I say we have to stop, a lot of us, out the other side of my mouth, we have to stop blaming everyone also. I feel like, in situations, we need to be accountable for a lot of that too.
Yeah.
We got to stop. Do you guys know that, when you get released, right? When you that repeat offender, that number do follow you, right?
All your life, the rest of your life.
The numbers follow you. And the cops know that, and that's why, like, they pick out, they be like, yep, you coming back. Just give it some time.
And they already know. They be so cocky with it, like, yeah,
right, that they don't even stress about it. I'm just saying we need to do better. We really need to do better. Yeah. And it's sad. It hurts and breaks my heart. I don't condemn wrongness, but it just hurts to know that this age and time, like, we're still getting locked up a lot.
And younger by the age.
And it's just really sad. I'm glad that it didn't go further, like it wasn't an all-out shooting. I'm just really glad about that. He's not my son, but I do have a son. And so I'm just saying that to say I'm just glad that it didn't go where it could have went. I'm glad that every cop that was there was calm. I'm glad that the situation was calm, even though it's sad. But we have to do better, people, 40 and above and 40 and below. All of us has to do better.
And I'm going to say this too. I don't care who get offended. Y'all younger folk need to take accountability and responsibility too.
Right.
I'm talking about the one that's of age.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about the underage, because they know no better. I'm talking about the ones who know right from wrong. I'm sorry. You need to start tightening up, younger people.
Definitely.
No
That's
more excuses. Stop the excuses.
Yeah.
Everybody got a story. Oof. So what?
We all got a story.
Who cares? So what?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I'm not sparing them at all. I mean, I understand people's conditions and, stories and situations, but at the same time, how long are we going to keep using it as an excuse?
Right, because we're going into another year, 2019, and how long are we going to keep making excuses and keep blaming everybody and F you and forget them, and we just got to
White
stop.
man bringing me down. Okay.
We just got to stop. We just need to stop. Right. That's all I can say. Globally, we need to stop.
Yeah, true. In general, yeah.
Gosh, but yeah, we made it safe. But that was just a little challenging.
That just pissed me off, though.
Right, like
that triggered me.
Yeah, it is a trigger.
I'm tired of seeing that.
And if you live in Atlanta too, before I forget, if you live in Atlanta and certain outskirts of DeKalb County, please boil your water. I'm not sure yet. I haven't checked on the website, but earlier today, the water was cut off at City Hall and other city City of Atlanta locations. Unfortunately, our building didn't get early release. The City of Atlanta got early release. But what I'm saying is something happened out here in these streets, and water was off at a lot of different, like all over Atlanta. Like the water was mad crazy and was off.
Don't forget Fulton.
Fulton County was off. Fulton County was affected as well. So now they're saying if you're going to use your water, please boil it.
You better boil it.
Boil it until they lift the, lift it that you don't have to boil it. But I would just continue to boil it anyway. Honestly, just boil it anyway.
That's true.
And maybe it might take a split second longer. Just boil it anyway. But be careful, guys. I just want to say that because that's what I experienced today. It just was one of those wacky, it was one of those madness Mondays today. But yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you let them know. Gave them the word, let them know what's going on. So So hope y'all got that. Spread it to everyone. Let them know. If you're in Atlanta, I ain't talking about people that's not in Atlanta. I'm talking about people that's in the Atlanta metro area, outside the metro area. It doesn't matter. Just get the word out so people will know, so we can take safety precautions and be safe health-wise. Thank you so much, everyone.
Do you want to do the social media where they can like us?
How about no? No, I'm kidding.
How about no?
No. Okay, so you can follow us on Facebook, which, we on our live now, Chit Chat 2 Show, LLC. You can follow us on Twitter at Chit Chat 2 Show Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at CCCS_podcast. Again, at CCCS_podcast. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chit Chat 2 Show Podcast. Like and subscribe, comment as well. Good feedback, bad feedback, positive feedback, negative feedback, doesn't matter. We appreciate all feedback. Do you want to mention the Be Authentic?
Okay, yeah. So.
And our website.
So yeah. Chit Chat 2 Show, LLC, Chit Chat 2 Show Podcast. We have a Facebook, Be Authentic. So that's the B, not B-E, but the Be Authentic, AUTHENTIC. You said Instagram. We're on Chit Chat 2.
We have a Be Authentic Instagram.
And we have a Be Authentic Instagram page as well. On Twitter, you said Chit Chat 2 Show.
Yeah, I said all the Chit Chat 2 Show stuff.
Oh, LinkedIn. If you have a LinkedIn account, Chit Chat 2 Show is on there. We have a Chit Chat 2 Show LinkedIn account, and you said the YouTube as well. Like, subscribe, push the notification, like, support, listen, share, all that great stuff.
Go to www.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Say it.
No, please.
Go to www.chitchat2show.com. Please visit our website, support what we got going on. We have info about us, previous guests, our products, everything. We have everything on there. Our videos, our audio, everything's on there. I'm still actually working more on the website. I'm adding more to it, so please bear with me. Because trying to work and juggle a business is a lot. So yeah,
that it is when you work, and when you work outside of your business and doing your business, it's a struggle. It can be a struggle, overwhelming, challenging, all that good stuff. Just look out for us for 2019 on everything. And as always, we appreciate you guys for supporting us, on those that support us and follow us on all of our social media platforms. We have some exciting things coming up, and we hope that you guys have a awesome evening. Enjoy the rest of it wherever you are at, globally, locally. Have a better tomorrow, a terrific Tuesday on purpose. Always self-care, guys. I'm gonna say that whatever platform I'm on. Always take time out for you and do some self-care, and create a self-care toolbox. If you listen to me on Aisha Speaks Jade, you know I always talk about that self-care toolbox and your self-awareness. Okay? Love yourself. You got to do that. Love yourself.
Self-care is first.
Self-care.
No one will care about you but you. So
Absolutely.
always put yourself first at all times.
Yes, absolutely. Agreed.
Loving self should always be first before you can love anybody else. And that's all I want to say for tonight.
Good evening, people. Peace and love to all of you.
Peace. Let me get the other finger in there.